Hi everyone, welcome to today's assembly, where we're going to be looking at the Sikh festival of Vaisakhi. Now, for those of you who may not know, that symbol there is actually the Sikh symbol. So, as I already mentioned, Vaisakhi is a Sikh festival, and this year it was celebrated over Easter half term, on Tuesday the 13th of April. Now, it's one of the most important festivals in the Sikh calendar, and for some Sikhs I would say it's the most important festival. Now, in order to understand today's assembly, there are some words we're going to have to understand what they mean. Now, we have three words in red: 5Ks, Amrit, and Bunch Bihar. We'll go into their meanings later, so make sure you keep an ear out for those. But I've got four words there in black, which we need to know what they mean in order to understand today's assembly. The first word is Sikh. A Sikh is someone who follows the religion Sikhism. Okay? The next word is Guru. Now, Guru means teacher, like a spiritual teacher. Now, in Sikhism, there are 10 human gurus, and there's now the Guru Granth Sahib, which is the holy book. Now, Guru means teacher, so gurus were teachers of the Sikh religion. They taught Sikhs the teachings of God. Now, gurus are not worshipped because Sikhs actually believe in God. But what gurus did, they allowed Sikhs to understand how to live their lives and understand the teachings of God. A community, well, I think we all know what a community is. A community is a group of people who are together for a common cause or for a common purpose. And devotion. Now, devotion means something which you deeply care about, something which you want to ensure does well, something where you want to show others that you love that thing, you care about that thing, and for you, it's something which is very important to you in your life. Now that we know these words, we can go into what devotion actually looks like. Now, before we look at Vaisakhi, I just want to focus on that word devotion. I want you to have a think. How do you show devotion? Now, for some of you, it could be you got a favourite football team. So how do you show you've got a favourite football team? Or how do you show that you have a favourite music artist or a particular music genre? How do you show that you love a particular type of movie or particular actor or particular film franchise? How do people show that they really care about their religion and they follow their religion? Give you a couple of seconds to think about how you think you can show devotion. Okay, so people could listen to their music. That could show devotion. If you've got a favourite football team, or it could be a rugby team, it could be anything, you could buy a football top. You could go to their matches. If a particular movie, you may go to the movies. You may wait up for a midnight showing of one particular film when it gets released. If you are really devoted about a particular sport or a particular event, you may compete in a competition. You may religiously watch it. So whenever it's on TV, whenever you get a chance to watch it live, you're there going. If some people are devoted to religion, they may go to church or their place of worship. They may represent the team in a match or represent themselves in a match if they're showing devotion to a sport. So there's lots of different ways to show that you care about something and that you are really invested in something. Now, that's how people can show devotion. And Vaisakhi has that element of devotion in there. So let's go into the story of Vaisakhi. So this story originates from India and it happened a long time ago in 1699, so 322 years ago. Now, the year is 1699, and for Sikhs, life was a bit difficult at that time. They had been under attack for many years, and a lot of the people become poor, and there weren't much there to help. At the time, India was ruled by Mughals, who were kind of emperors, and they had lots of different ones in India. And a lot of these emperors did not like the Sikh religion, did not like the Guru, so they tried to make lives for Sikhs quite difficult. In fact, at the time, 1699, Guru Gobind Singh, who is in this photo here, he was the 10th Sikh Guru at the time. So he was the Sikh teacher at that time, leading the Sikhs. His father, who was a 9th Sikh Guru, was Guru Tegh Bahadur, and he was actually executed before Guru Gobind Singh became Guru. And the reason he was executed is because one of the emperors, again, did not like the Sikh religion, did not like the fact that there was this Guru who was showing a different way of life, which was against his life. And after the Guru refused to convert to a different religion, he was then executed. So, and then Guru Gobind Singh, his son, became the new Guru. So as you can see, at that time, it was quite difficult for Sikhs to live their lives calmly, respectfully, and it became quite difficult. Now, Guru Gobind Singh, he decided that things had to change. So in India, there was a spring festival of Vaisakhi, which is almost like a harvest festival. And he called the Sikhs to join him. Now, over 20,000 Sikhs joined Guru Gobind Singh during the festival of Vaisakhi, all waiting to hear him speak, all waiting to hear what he would have to say. And then Guru Gobind Singh stood outside his tent in front of 20,000 people, and he called out, "I need a Sikh who is willing to die for God and for the Guru." So he wanted someone to die for their religion. His words trickled throughout the crowd, and everyone was amazed. Who was devoted enough to give up their life? Who felt so strongly about Sikhism? Who felt so strongly about their story that they wanted to give up their life? Again, the Guru called out because no one came forward. He asked 2 more times and he asked the same question. Eventually, one man came forward. Guru Gobind Singh took him into the tent, away from the crowd. After a while, the Guru came back out of the tent, all by himself. But in his hand was a sword covered in blood, as you can see here in this picture. The crowd gasped. It appeared the Guru had killed this man, and the Guru asked the crowd again, who is willing to die for God and die for the Guru? And then another man stepped forward and they went into the tent. And once again, both of the Guru and the man went into the tent. And once again, the Guru came out on his own, alone, with blood and the sword. And then another man stepped forward and went in the tent. And then another. 4 brave and devoted men went in the tent each time. And each time the Guru stepped out of the tent alone with his sword, his bloody sword, in his hand. And then finally a 5th man stepped forward and went into the tent. But this time, when the Guru came out of the tent with his sword, he didn't come out alone. Instead, he came out with all 5 of the men. They were still alive. The Guru said that this was a test to see who was brave enough and willing to give up everything to show how they were devoted to God. And the Guru called these 5 men the Banj Biar. And the Banj Biar means 5 and Biar means beloved. So Banj Biar means the 5 beloved ones. And they were to become the first members of the group called the Khalsa. Now the Khalsa is a Sikh community. So if you join the Khalsa, you join a Sikh community where you defend the Sikh faith, you care for the poor, you care for the helpless, no matter who they are or what they believed in. Okay? And when they all came out, they were all matching what they were wearing. And they all wore the same clothes and the same outfit. And then this is what happened when you joined the Khalsa and you became the Banj Biyar. This is an example of what they looked like. And then the Guru made a mixture of sugar and water. He mixed it up, which he called amrit, which he gave to the Banj Biyar, and he sprinkled the sugar water onto the five. He then asked the beloved ones, the five Banj Biyar, to do the same to him, to sprinkle some amrit on him. And that was to show that even though he was the Guru and the leader in essence, but he wanted to show that all people were equal in God's eyes. And that day, amrit was given to people in the crowd who said they believed in one God and that all people are equal. And the Banj Biyar and anyone who joined were given new last names too, to show that they belonged to one family. Women were given the name Kaur, which means princess, and men were given the name Singh, which means lion. In today's world, some families do still have Singh and Kaur as their last names. A lot of Sikhs have it as their middle name. So, for example, my last name is Atwal, but my middle name is Singh. Whereas my sister, for example, her last name is Atwal, but her middle name is Kaur. Now, this festival was not about celebrating the fact that 5 people wanted to die for their beliefs. It's not about that, but instead, this festival was celebrated because it celebrates the fact that Sikhs wish to serve God and people in a helpful way and a peaceful way. And you can see the picture here of the Guru giving amrit to the 5, and then in a smaller circle, the 5 giving amrit to the Guru, again showing that they are all equal. There is no hierarchy. So how is Vaisakhi celebrated today? When Vaisakhi comes around, one of the favourite activities for Sikh to do is to visit the Gurdwara, which is a Sikh holy temple, and to spend time practicing their faith. Now, before COVID, because it wasn't allowed to happen this year or last year, but before there were celebrations, most notably on the streets, which are colourfully decorated. They had marches, processions, and this was called a Nagar Kirtan, and scriptures are read aloud and chants are sung in the process. And you can see an example here. This is a photo taken of a Nagar Kirtan of a street march and celebration in West London a few years ago. As you can see, lots of Sikhs turn out, a lot of people turn out to celebrate this event of the birth of the Khalsa, the birth of the Sikh community. And in the evening, Sikhs normally have a special meal with their family and friends. Now, as I said, the Khalsa is a Sikh community, and this festival celebrates the fact that the Sikh community was born. And if anyone wants to join the Khalsa, if anyone wants to join the Sikh community, there's certain things they have to do to show that they are devoted to Sikhism. So, from that time, any man or woman, any boy or girl can show, if they want to show they can follow the Sikh way of life, they take part in a special ceremony. And they have to make 5 promises. The first one, number 1, is to wear the 5 signs or symbols of the faith, which are here. So the 5 Ks are Gesh, which means you do not cut your hair, the Ganga, which is a comb in the hair, a Gada, which is a steel bracelet, which I actually have, a Gacha, which is a shorts, and a Gadban, which is a sword or a dagger. Each one has their own specific meaning. So, for example, the Gesh, no haircut, shows your devotion to God and devotion of the way you're created by God. The Kanga, a comb, reminds you of keeping clean and safe. A Gala reminds people of life is never ending and that we should do good. A Kacha, baggy shorts, is to show that you are ready to defend, ready to go into action. And a Karban is there as a defense tool to show that you're ready to defend yourself or defend for your religion. So if you want to join the Khalsa, you have to have all 5 Ks. You must also follow the teachings of the Sikh gurus and the holy book called the Guru Granth Sahib. You should help people in need, give up alcohol, tobacco, and be faithful to your partner, and to work hard and to give to charity. Now, people can still follow Sikhism without joining the Khalsa. And the easiest way I can explain it is joining the Khalsa is kind of the same as being baptized. So there'll be some people who may say they're Christian, but have never been baptized. Now, being baptized would mean that you're devoted to Christianity and you're going to follow the Christian way of life. However, you can still believe and follow Christianity without being baptized. This is the same thing with Sikhism. So, for example, I have not joined the Khalsa. However, I still believe and follow Sikhism, but I've just not been the equivalent of baptized. I've not gone through the ceremony to join the Khalsa and do all those things necessarily. So, thinking about this assembly, these are some words from the 5th Guru, Guru Arjan Dev. And this is some of the translation of some of his teachings. Not even the scorching wind touches him who takes refuge in the Lord. He throws his protective ring around us so that no suffering can overpower us. How fortunate we are that God is our support. And this here just kind of showcase why people may want to join the Khalsa and celebrate this festival. It's because it's to remind us that we are all here with God protecting us. And Sikhs believe that God is there to support, God is there to protect us, and actually joining the Khalsa is one way we can show that. And the festival of Vaisakhi is a really important festival for Sikhs because it's the birth of the Khalsa, it's the birth of the first ever Sikh community. So, just thinking of today's assembly, there's a couple of things I'd like you to think about. One, how do you show devotion? And then, if you do show devotion to anything, is it so important that you would give up everything for it? Is what you're thinking of, is it worth being devoted to? Will it bring you happiness? Will it last? Will it help people? Because those who join the Khalsa in Sikhism, they believe by being devoted to Sikhism, they're having to help. If you remember the 5 rules, they're having to help people in need. They will give to charity. They will defend people. They will give up certain things to show their devotion and keep clean. They will look after their loved ones. What do you show devotion to? Okay, I also just want you to think about this festival of Vaisakhi. Just have a think why you think it's so important to Sikhs, and why you think it is such a big celebration. I'll be more than happy to speak to anyone about it if anyone's got any questions about it, because obviously I'm Sikh, so I know the festival and I can share my experiences. And I know Miss Lakha is also Sikh, so I'm sure she would be happy to talk to some of you about it as well. Okay? Right. Well, have a good day. Bye.